Good day everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss the volatility of Juventus stock price. So let's start with a brief background on the club. It has 180 million fans according to resources from Web, and 80% of those fans in Juventus stadiums on a weekly basis aren't from Turin, which is the hometown of the club. And football, of course, is the most popular sport for a reason. You don't have to be rich to be a football fan. It doesn't matter where you come from, and that's a huge tailwind for the whole industry that already has 4 billion fans. Let's start with the chart that I built to show you how volatile the stock was over the course of 2 months. In this chart, there are 3 big moves and there is a reason behind them. A day after losing against Atletico Madrid, the share price dropped by 11%. That's the first move. A day after winning against Atletico Madrid and qualifying for the next round, the shares soared by 17%. That's the second move. And the third one is a day after losing against Ajax and getting knocked out of the Champions League, in which the shares dropped by 17%. Understanding the volatile moves in this chart, we can see that market participants are anxious over UEFA Champions League games. So we are going to look at data starting from 2012 to decide whether the fear is justified and how the UEFA Champions League games actually affect Juventus revenue streams. Just by thinking logically, you could easily come up with at least 2 revenue streams, and if you are a football fan, I assume you could guess most of them. The first thing would be ticket sales, of course, and the second would be sponsorship and advertisements. Those are pretty obvious. Then there's the TV and radio rights, revenues from players' registration rights, which means lending players they own to other teams, and of course when you lend you get a premium for it. And the last source of revenues is sales of products, which I will expand on later in the video because I think it's going to be a very important item for Juventus if everything goes right for them. If we take a look together at the data beginning from 2012, we can see that the revenue streams aren't very stable, especially the ones coming from television and radio rights. We begin the table with 160 million of revenues for this item, then the revenue drops to 150 million for 2013, it grows back again to 194 million in 2014, then it stays stable for 2015, it jumps to 232 in 2016, and it falls back to 200 million in 2017. The main reason for this volatility is the Champions League. So talking about the TV and media rights, we can see that it ranges between a third to even a half of the revenues in this item in some seasons. Now if we take a look at how Juventus performed during those seasons, we can see that at the first season, which we have in the table, it got knocked out in the quarterfinals. Then in 2013, it got knocked out in the group stages. 14-15 season, they lost a match with Barcelona and got knocked out in the semifinals. In 2015-2016, they got knocked out in the round of 16, which means one stage after the group stages. In 16-17 season, they reached the finals with Real Madrid and lost, I think, 4-1, and in 17-18 they reached the quarterfinals. So in the next item we can see how much effect those things have, and the item is the ticket sales. If we take a look at this red cubic, back in 2013 season when Juventus got knocked out at the group stage, it only sold 1.7 million worth of tickets, the lowest among the other seasons. And we can see along the way that revenues was very dependent on UEFA. Now I want to talk to you about what I consider a bright spot for Juventus, or what might be a bright spot for the future. So if we take a look at this table, we can see an item that first started showing up back in 2015 and is growing really fast. Sales of products. Juventus purchased more than 8 million of products to sell in the first half of this year. Looking back at the data from the last 3 seasons, Juventus posted revenues that are double or even sometimes triple the amount of products purchased to be sold. This is a bright spot for the company's financials, but still won't move the needle for now. So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.